What is going on, everybody? We are back with a podcast episode because I was so graciously kicked from yesterday that we couldn't get it done yesterday. The media landscape said, "You're doing it Tuesday." So, hope you all got to tune in last night to ECRC versus Sounders RC, the Seattle Derby itself. But we got to get to episode 37 of the podcast and recap the rest of this past week because we got a lot to catch up on and we got a lot to get to, especially for the final week of SGL. I am one of the hosts, Mr. Devitt. Welcome on in, everybody. And joining me, oh, we got no Rye Dog this time. We're joined by Mr. Rafa himself, the man behind the curtain. Maz, how you doing?
I don't know about how I'm doing, but you know what? Come Tuesday, I am going to be doing great.
Hey, you still doing that? Oh my gosh, I did not expect you to bring that one out.
I'm surprised you didn't bring it out. It was right
Bro,
there.
this happens like I know this bit so well, but yet I don't know why. In my mind, podcast day is Monday, not Tuesday. So my mind was not come Tuesday. Ah, that's so good. I'm glad you remembered.
Listen, we could probably set it up better for next week, but next week is going to be the final week of SGL, isn't it, Devitt?
Yeah, it really is. We just had the penultimate week. We do got a lot to talk to you about because we got the final week of SGL coming up. We have crowned one of the champions already I guess you've probably seen the past streams if you've been here. We do have a champion of the championship, and that is the Rebellion of New England Revolution. They have sealed the title in the championship. They got 10 wins, 41 points. Steel Army cannot catch up based on the tiebreaker of total wins. So congrats to the Rebellion, officially from me, from Steel Army to them. Hate that, but oh well, I have to be congratulative because I also must be slightly diplomatic here. Congrats to them, to our New England boys. Got to go to the Boston Majors weekend and celebrate. Hopefully all good with them over there. And yeah, they went down this league, but they still showed that they have what it takes to be a top team, and they did that by winning the championship.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And they did so with a roster of 4 very good players. Shoutouts to Shorts, Polar, Triple C, and Pipe Shot Gogan, all featuring regularly and all playing a big part in their team's first ever SGL title.
Supreme congratulations to them, as noted before. And as you can see from the updated tables, that's where we stand at this time. But looking over to the other side, we got another champion to crown, but that still has yet to be decided. Because looking at, that premier side, we are 1 point separating Timbers Army and Chrome. I did not think we'd get to this point, but I guess just based on the results this past week, KC are really helping Chrome get back into this title race.
Yeah, KC Cauldron did Frontera Chrome a massive favor, especially considering how difficult Frontera Chrome had against EM Dalsburn, and we will be going over the results to highlight that in a bit, but we are set up perfectly for this week. Timbers Army and Frontera Chrome facing off against each other. Mind you, this was a week 1 matchup, by the way. And somehow they meet against each other in the final week of the Premier League in Season 10. Winner takes all for the title. You couldn't have written a better script, Devitt.
I feel like you knew what you were cooking whenever we started looking through the schedule going, okay, Timbers Army, potential league favorites to get to play off against Chrome. We didn't have that big a clue that they would be this consistent and just so well-rounded as a team. So just to see them play off in week 1, mind you, where Chrome also beat Timbers Army in 5. So that could just potentially be the outcome again, and it would give Chrome the title, so they just need to win in any fashion. So it's literally win or, be second. Man, just such cinematic ending.
J-Bomb, let's run that result back.
Yeah.
Sorry, Devitt, were you saying something?
I was repeating what you were saying. I was saying Shea-Bomb saying let's run that result back. I can't wait to see your series, man. I really can't.
Indeed, and I'm trying to see if this works. I sure hope so. Let me give this a go, Devitt, because I think we might have the chance to take a look at the schedule right now, if you know what I mean.
Oh?
It works! Okay.
Oh my gosh. It's technology.
So we're jumping into this right now because we need to show everyone what we have scheduled for this week. Today, Los Verdes versus Frontera Azul. Today? Oh, that's Tuesday. Come Tuesday. Of course.
Of course.
Oh, brother.
Bring it right back.
Listen,
See,
we do
even
it live.
You were like, yeah, today's podcast day. It's gotta be Monday.
But yeah, as you can see right here, tonight, Los Verdes versus Frontera Azul. Can Los Verdes get a point? Please. Please. This is their last chance to get one game win. We just need that.
Doughboy, Aquatic, Waffle, Ham. If you're out there right now, I have a prayer, and maybe a $5 if I can't say that. I can't bribe people with this. I got 5 beers for you if you do something magnificent. Nope, I can't do that either. Can't do that in this league, but gosh darn, yeah, Los Verdes, this is the last gap. This is to see if this season can at least amount to something on the leaderboard, but just not quite. That'll be coming to you actually right after this podcast. We don't know who's on the call yet, so I guess you'll just have to find out whenever that happens. But yeah, FSD is looking to finish out strong. Los Verdes looking for their single point. You can see the other scheduled matchups. Defiance and Steel Army on Thursday, Rebellion Eternal on Wednesday, both at 10:30, and then that matchup highlighted over here, that Friday matchup, the one you want to be here for, 11 o'clock Eastern, 8 Pacific, Timbers Army, FSD Chrome. That is the one where I need to see 10,000 people in here. So get all your friends and family. This is like the Olympic Golds. You just got to bring everybody here together and just start crowning on in.
And bring on in everyone who you know who is a fan of your soccer team. I know Shea-Bomb is connected to a bunch of different San Diego FC soccer fans, so bring them all in to see them crown you guys as the champs. And if Rydog and Nelly are watching, see if you can bring your friends and family in. Any Portland Timbers fans that you may know of as well. That Friday is going to be incredible. But before we continue on, Devitt, can I just say, I want to give a big shout out to the championship for getting their matches scheduled on time and being very good about getting them scheduled early enough compared to the Premier.
What can I say? We love to, plan our lives around here. I am one slave to the Google Calendar these days. So if I can get this stuff done, ready to go, I'll take that. We just talked to Defiance pretty quickly. We're like, yeah, Thursday's looking like our best day. I'm like, Thursday and Sunday probably for us. Next thing you know, we're looking at 10:30. We got it done for the East and the West Coast time difference. We both want to make it a banger, so we both should be ready to go in for that. But yeah, we want to get this last week sorted out. Championship basically is all done, so we just have to just go from there. And that'll be cool because I'll be coming from Riverhound's jersey reveal that evening too. So I don't know. I may come home with a new jersey.
Can't wait to see that as well. You know what? Thank you to all of you guys here who are with us, watching this SGL podcast episode live with us. And for those of you who catch up later on YouTube or Twitch, if you catch the VOD before it gets deleted, thank you guys for your continued support. I want to give a shout out to Skyline in particular for the 100 bits once again. And of course, his most recent message. So glad I'm here for the state of the SGL and not for the state of the Union. Indeed, Skyline, indeed.
Bro, there ain't no state of the union to address, man. It's fine. It's there. There's nothing else to say. We see it every day.
True.
You can't tell me anything that crazy that I don't already know. We know we got a lot of stuff to do and whatnot.
Speaking of a lot of stuff, Devin, you know, we're focusing so much on Frontera Chrome versus Timbers Army, but we have a bunch of other cool subplots developing. Los Verdes versus Frontera Azul. Can Los Verdes get the point? EC Defiance versus Steel Army. Battle for second place. And you know EC Defiance are up for it. I know you guys are up for it as well as you enter into your final week for the Championship Cup to go against the Rebellion. And of course, in the Premier side, before we forget, EM Dallas Burn versus El Matador to round off the season for the Dallas teams. Can't wait to see what surprises they have in store for us as well.
Yeah, we at least get to go out with a little bit of a bang. You mentioned Defiance and Steel Army. Yeah, I mentioned like where this is a battle for second. We're both locked in, ready to go. We have some good matchups up here, especially between. I'm looking at the EM Derby as well, as you mentioned. This is one where I really love to see it because I never know what I'm gonna get with that kind of matchup. Honestly, I'm gonna pencil in Sounders RC and KC Cauldron as well. Sounders RC of all teams swept. They literally swept ECRC.
They
so
did.
This may be like the hottest we've ever seen them look.
Yes, perfect segue into the match day 13 results. As you can see right here at the bottom left, Sounders RC did indeed sweep ECRC, one of the biggest upsets of this season. Given how much Sounders RC have struggled throughout, huge props to them for stepping up. And you know what? I think this is a first. Emerald City RC have always bested their other Seattle teams, and they've done so in convincing fashion. This is the first time we've seen an Emerald City RC side lose to their Seattle counterpart.
Yeah, this is rare company. We don't see that too often, especially whenever it is this ragtag group of Blind, Christmas, and Noct. You know, they get the job done. That's an excellent result against an ECRC's side that honestly, no matter who they got on the other side, they tend to just pull out some results. Yeah, this is perfect to see from them. But as we had mentioned, we had some of the results that we talked about this past week, as I'm going to continue this on. Yeah, we had mentioned that KC did Chrome a huge favor by beating Timbers Army in 5. So it puts them in perfect position to, you know, potentially steal one away from Timbers Army and get the title. But also, EM Dallas Burn, I'm going to look at that series too because I had to watch that one back. That was one that I was not expecting to go to Game 5, but gosh, that team like really was showing up. You know, they were getting, I mean, down. They were going down a bit early, but it was just constant battle back from that team. This Dallas Burn side, they might be one of the feistiest sides to be in the Prem this year, but just the results just never quite go their way enough, as it probably should.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? At least they're starting to get their due rewards now. They did need to clean up their game to get to this point. I'm going to be honest. You know, it wasn't like they were just playing well and getting unlucky. I'd say that's more so the case for EM Dallas Burn, who again took Frontera Chrome to 5. I mean, they pushed Timbers Army all the way as well and lost to them in 5, if I'm not mistaken. EM Dallas Burn has had an incredible season, but just haven't had the results to show for it.
Just one of the best teams out there to not get the job done. Glossing over some of the other results from this past week. Las Cinco Doce getting it done against El Matador. Notably, Hophead getting in all 3 games for the Austin boys, as well as Kuv making his grand appearances through this all in a battle of Kaser versus Luis, the final Dallas Austin showdown. Austin gets the best result out of that, and to the EC Derby, this was one that I was really looking forward to because Eternal have looked so good as of recent that I was thinking, okay, maybe they could push Defiance to the limits. And I think in some aspects they were. I'm really seeing a lot of improvement from Adifo this time around compared to, other games. Looks like he's starting to mesh well with that Eternal squad. But they do have some notable trios that they like to take out. EC Defiance, yeah, that's just another train rolling. That's just who they are, and they built themselves up to be that way. Bizbo, yeah, that's a fine addition to that team. It just makes that team even better. And just going on to Rebellion Azul, the last-ditch effort for Defiance or Steel Army to get a title result. They honestly looked like they could have had a shot, but Azul wasn't quite getting the results that they needed to. Weren't getting the 50s out. Rebellion just kept hammering down at them and really forced them to make some bad touches, as the Rebellion know to do. So they end up pulling out 3-1, and with that, win the title, as mentioned before.
And you know what's funny about the champ this week? All matches played out the same way. Give or take, like, when the losing team got their first game win, but they all follow a similar pattern. The underdog fought hard, made life difficult, but then the better team stepped up and just saw the opposition off in relatively comfortable fashion. And interestingly, it's the top three, so you kind of start to see the tiers develop here, you know what I mean? So if we just go quickly back to the league standings, I mean, it's quite apparent, isn't it? If you look at the right side, the top three just up in a league of their own, some will say, compared to the rest, but it is quite apparent.
It is apparent, and it's almost making me a little sad that the teams are starting to find at least like Azul, Eternal, even Axe and Rose are starting to develop a bit more against these top sides. And it's almost a shame that like we're reaching the end of the season where you don't get to play against them more and just work your strategies into it. Because I could tell at some teams, like what they tend to do in the first matchup is just not the same whenever it comes around. They actually like remember what happened in that series and they actually adapt to it. So it's forcing these top teams to make some adjustments. But yeah, unfortunately still not enough to take off that top brass. That's Rebellion. Their only loss was against Defiance. And yeah, I think Steel Army only had losses against Eternal and 2 to the Rebellion. And Defiance, they got 1 to the Rebellion, Steel Army so far. So yeah, it's pretty much dog eat dog for the top 3, and then whatever the bottom 4 can just sort of feed off from there. I mean, they have had their chances, but just not quite delivering it. It's almost like watching EM Dallas burn on this side of the league.
Yes, absolutely agreed. So, one very last thing. Winning your games matters to anyone who's watching this. In SGL, each game win gives you a point. You're seeing teams that are above other teams that have a better win-loss record. But at the end of the day, they won more games. If you win more games, it's definitely going to reward you. So if you see like Emerald City RC above El Matador despite having a worse win-loss record, it's because they won more games. If you see Steel Army above EC Defiance, because they won more games. Simple as that. EM Dallas Burn as well. 2-11, by the way, compared to Sounders 3-10. Same win percentage too, but 1 more point. Why? Because they won more games.
Yeah, I think they only got swept like once this entire series.
Yep.
That's why they look like as good as they do, even with 2 wins. Which, you know what? All fair them. And even Sounders RC, 3 wins. Yep, still not enough to beat EM Dallas Burn. They're just grinding out more wins compared to Sounders RC getting swept most of the time. So, yep. Yeah, these matches matter, as you had mentioned.
And, you know, Shaybob said it as well. EMDB pushed us to our limit. They push every team to their limit. That's the EMDB way. The only team they weren't able to push to the limit is Les Cinco Doce. Somehow, Les Cinco Doce were comfortable against them. I mean, I don't know why, but there you have it.
Well, that is our little recap from this past week. We are running on a bit of fumes this episode, but that doesn't stop us from pushing toward our next segment. It's the one where Rydog and I have had some agreement on these lists so far, but I'm interested. That's why I like going back and forth between you and Rydog, as much as I want to get both of your opinions on this. I like the bounce back and forth between how we view power rankings, because also this is our last power rankings of the season.
That is right. Cherish the moment, because after this, who needs to do power rankings when at the end of the day the league table speaks for itself, you know? So let us dive right on into them, Debit. Starting with the premiere, we've already extensively discussed everything, so I feel like in terms of justification, you and I could probably just sum things up, but how about you get things started?
Well, oh gosh, okay, I have to go bottom up on this one.
Yes.
And because honestly, this is I'm looking at this is tough. And these power rankings, they might be a little hot coming out the gate. And all I gotta say is, forgive me, and for one of these teams, you better love me. Because at the bottom, sorry, EM,
yeah,
El Matador. I'm already getting applause from my co-host. That means we might actually have similar power rankings. And in 7th, yeah, we're going hot for the next one of this one. I'm sorry, ECRC, you're going down. You're going back down at 7. I'm pretty sure it's the lowest I've ever put you. I might have put you last at one point, but you're going back down. EM Dallas Burn at 6. This is crazy, I know. And that's going to put Sounders RC in 5th. Yes, I am elevating them all the way up to 5th. They have actually looked a lot better as the season has gone along, and now the results are going to their way. And this, yeah, it looks heavily recency biased. I'm sorry, Skyline, my opinion is only given a 1-bit donation this time around. That's the text for the hot take for the SGL stream. But maybe this top 4 can help bring it back around. Because at 4, it still looked really good doing it, but it's hard to knock off my last week's number 3. So Las Cinco Doce, you're still going at 4. AC, you look like juggernauts right now. The team that I thought you would be the entire year, and now it is showing up toward the end of the year. So you are going in at 3. I can't quite pencil you in at 2 because of the team that you actually beat. And yes, Timbers Army 2nd, FSD Chrome 1 going into the final week. Chrome just... This is more of like a longevity thing with this team, but they're there. They got the result, even though it's EM Dallas Burn, but Burn do it every time against somebody else. But the Chrome actually pulling it off, and then Timbers Army, I can't put Timbers Army any lower. I fought a lot with potentially moving Timbers Army down, but with this recent result, I'm kind of shocked that they didn't get it done. So that's why I'm putting them at 2, and Chrome get to move up to 1.
Yep, absolutely fair. I absolutely agree with that assessment right there, Debit. Now for my turn. You talked about, some hot takes. How about I ramp it up and start making them spicy? But we'll get to that point. Let's start with the bottom 2. I don't even need to type this out because you and I see this the same way.
No.
El Matador and ECRC 8 and 7. El Matador, you have disappointed me. You have given up. ECRC, you're slightly better, but not that much. Moving on. Now we start to get a bit spicier. Sounders RC, as good as you've been, you cannot be above EM Dallas Bird, who have been absolutely phenomenal against the top teams. I'm sorry, EM Dallas Bird, you deserve to be up in 5th. Top 4. Oh, this gonna be good. I'm going to go straight into, we don't have much time to waste. I'm not going to build too much suspense. So here we go. In fourth,
You can roll with it.
FST
Championship's going to be...
Crow. In three, Timbers Army. In two, Lasico Dose. And in one, KC Cauldron. Yes, I am rewarding KC Cauldron for their recent form. They have been stepping up. They've looked like the best team in SGL in recent weeks. Lasico Dose, the second best. Frontera Chrome and Timbers Army, 3 and 4. Given their struggles against EM Douse Burn, as well as how much work they've had to put in to get to this point. KC Cauldron beating Timbers Army played a big part in this, by the way. That's why I put KC Cauldron number 1 and TA at number 3. I know when this goes up into the SGL discussion channel in the Discord server, I'm gonna get a lot of fire my way. But you know what? That's the power rankings for you. That's how it works.
I wish I had my camera on for the first part of this. I granted you access real quickly.
Yes,
because
I'm doing it.
I ran out of my room whenever you said FSD Chrome at 4. I literally ran out of my room. What are you talking about? What do you mean? I know they played an EM Dallas Burn team that only has 2 real wins on the season. But, like, how does that knock them... Wait, I don't even know what your last power rankings was, but how does that make it go to 4?
You want the justification? It's... Frontera Chrome and Timbers Army have been slipping up against teams that they're expected to beat. Now, granted, Frontera Chrome did beat EM Dallas Burn at the end, but we're talking about an EM Dallas Burn team that's a second from bottom and who have struggled to get their big wins. I know they're a test. That's why I put them at 5th. But because of how close Frontera Chrome and EM Dallas Burn were in that matchup, that's why I put them side by side in the power rankings here.
Ooh. Okay. You know what? I think at least just because KC beat Timbers Army in 5 and you played in a 1, that actually lessened the blow of them being at number 1 compared to you putting Chrome at 4. That's still crazy to me. Lasico Dose sneaking in there over EM, who are hit or miss every week. Sure, I guess. I'm just in stun mode right now. I was like, okay, you're bottom 4. You're putting Sounders RC below EMDB. That's totally fine. I get that argument because EMDB has looked good pretty much for the past like 7-8 weeks. Like, I can't be mad at that. And then I just see the top 4 and I'm going, what in the absolute hell is happening? like, brother, I don't know, man.
Debit?
What's happening?
Gather your thoughts. I know.
I don't have thoughts. I only have feelings.
Did I just really muddle your brain that hard? Is that what I
Might
did?
have. I put that emote in chat for a reason.
Listen, I'm not trying to be. Okay, I'm trying to be a bit spicy. Like you know, you did this in the past. So, you know, I'm not alone in doing stuff like this. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna have to be real. You know, I'm seeing the top 2 slip up. I'm seeing Lasico Dose, KC Cauldron rise up, and that's what the recent weeks have reflected. Come on.
That's gonna take me longer than this podcast episode to process. So I was gonna say flip to the champ power rankings, but like that's not even gonna be a fun segment. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what? It's a good thing we don't have too many viewers who are watching this, because if there were some more, then yeah, there's gonna be a riot. That's for sure.
Yeah. Vancouver 2011. Bring it on. Alright, let's... Okay, we could talk the other side. Okay, you're not making me run out of the room this time. You're going first, though.
I know.
Because, yeah.
Do I really need to apologize right here, by the way?
Oh no, what are you about to do?
No, not like that. I'm just about what I did to you earlier. Because yeah, this is gonna be way milder, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. This is how I collect myself.
Fair, fair. You know what? Great background music choice, by the way, because it went perfectly with what just unfolded right here. Oh man.
You gotta get finale music for the last week of the season coming up, so I'm glad it worked well.
Oh, perfection. All right, let's get started. So, how do I say this? My power rankings. Really, I mean, they're the exact same as the league table, so I'm not gonna say much more. Literally the exact same thing as the league table, because that's how the season has played out. There you go. If EC Defiance swept Eternal, I would have put them above Steel Army, but that didn't happen, so same thing as the league table.
That's a definer, huh? So they went 3-1. It's not enough to put them above us.
Yep.
Interesting. I was not ready for that. I was ready for you to put us at 3.
I mean, you guys still did pretty well in the past couple of weeks, no? It's not like you guys have been struggling that hard, right?
No, we've just been... I mean, Rydog said this before, and I know it's probably not as much as these years, but, like, we quite literally have been not consistent roster, or not consistent in our threes that we throw out, like, every game right now. Say copium, I guess, but yeah, I think that.
Sorry, before you continue, I am gonna change it up. I'm gonna go EC Defiance right here, Steel Army here.
Oh, I did it.
You know why? Because you guys gave up a game to Axe and Rose, and you guys had a decent lineup too. So I'm sorry. That puts you down. There you go.
Glad to see that. Glad to see I put you on the right side of history because, well, you were so close to tying my power rankings with that one. I don't think I could have swayed you in the other direction though, because I have your exact same except flip 4 and 5. I have Eternal over Azul. I have Eternal. I think for a lot of the same reasons we can say it, like 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7 are that. Steel Army actually flipped us down to 3 last week because of what we were seeing in the past with them. Also, EC Eternal looking much better. They actually get the result. ECD, I think until they get dethroned, like that doesn't like shift them against us. So like if we were to do another power rankings and we beat them, then yeah, sure. But I think that's just going to reflect in the league table itself. But yeah, we have 8 wins to their 9. Yeah, there's that. And as far as Eternal Azul, I said it. Eternal got the result against Steel Army, even though Steel Army probably should have had that result. And Azul, they were my dark horse number 3 slot at one point.
Yep.
I really thought they could play to Defiance. They looked excellent against us. They looked excellent against some of their other opponents in the middle of the season, but it has just fallen off for them. They look to be back about the gatekeeper spot they were, and they just have another friend in Eternal with them. But Eternal have just looked better recently, so I'm going to hand it to them.
Absolutely. I totally get where you're coming from. I just put FSC Azul at 4th because it got a point off of the Rebellion, who have been so dominant this season. I have to reward that, you know? But I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. The thing is, with the championship, we can just understand all the arguments, like, from the get-go.
Yeah, for real.
The Prem has been much more chaotic in how, like, to treat some of these power rankings, because quite literally, I don't think a team has, like, really been, like, the super most consistent, besides probably you're looking at Chrome and Timber's Army. They probably had the most solid stretches of consistency at one point.
Yeah, I guess. I kind of hesitate to hold that same view because Frontera Chrome, I can see Frontera Chrome because they have had a good bit of consistency. I just think for Timber's Army, they could have been so much better. It's just they kind of go down a gear, but then they do just enough to win, you know? Kind of like NRG in RLCS. So
wow, Rydog's gonna love that comparison.
Hey, better to be compared to the Toronto Maple Leafs, okay?
Oh my gosh, you're right about that though. Because if they actually win this, then I can't call them the Toronto Maple Leafs because they actually won.
Right. And I think for me, the most consistent team has to be, and this is going to sound very weird, EM Dallas Burn. Because no matter what, they've been a tough test for every single side. They just don't have the requisite quality to beat all the other teams above them.
You know what? I could see that. I could definitely see that. That was more of like the pleasant surprise, that reaction that you got out of me.
There you
said
go.
EM Dallas Burn. So yeah, I'm down with that.
All right. So that's it for the power rankings. What else do we have to cover?
Well, we're gonna do this to give ourselves a slight little break, but we do have some updated top fives for you. We're gonna look at them briefly. We're not gonna go read too far into this, but we just want to give you an idea of what a potential sort of MVP slash category boot race is going on right now.
Yeah, so give me 1 second.
at least-
I'm just trying to set this up.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. But yeah, because we're gonna be reacting to clips after that, and I know that's gonna be a montage and a half. So this will be a nice little refresher before we move on to other items of this fine evening. Some of which we almost did kind of cover a bit with the whole talking about the title race, because Early's talking about next week what was going on, so we can briefly recap that before we finish out. But yeah, for now, we can see the individual results of this past week manifest itself onto your screen. And wow, yeah, actually Luis falling out of top 5 in points per game. I don't know when that happened or remember, but it's just impressive to see nowadays.
Yep, absolutely. Shout out Caesar, by the way, second highest points per game playing for EM Dallas Burn, absolutely phenomenal. And shout out Kaser for coming up and getting into the top 5 in the per game categories. He has really been phenomenal ever since he's arrived, not gonna lie.
Yeah, with this one, oh wow, I actually did not foresee myself still getting on total points for this, because I've been dropping in some games recently, so I'll take that. I like how there's just a giant ass drop off in the golden boot in the championship. We go 63, 62, 57, 37. Goodness.
Hey, you know what? Those top 3 players have been playing so many games, so I can see why in the total goals they'd be up there. Meanwhile, in goals per game, shout out Parks for stepping up and getting into the top 5. I want to highlight a message from Bird Nano who just got into the chat. Good to see you there. ECD on a 6-game in-league win streak, and big credit goes to Parks for that, for contributing the goals in such consistent fashion. Below Huskies, who has been one of the most consistent goal scorers in SGL this season, playing for EC Eternal. So, you know, even if they don't look fancy or super mechanical, they are consistent. Absolutely consistent.
Yeah, I guess, I know you mentioned Caesar before, but I still can't keep not looking at the total saves. The drop off between 111 and 78.
Insane.
Yeah, that's a Hey, what, Mecky Ducky? You think you got this? Do you think you can get up in time for for Golden Glove?
I mean, that
Think you
has
got
to
this,
be
bro?
an SGL record across all seasons, I think. And we're
It's
taking into
gotta.
account SGL seasons where they would have like 20 teams per division as well.
Yeah, I almost want to go back to season 1 now just to see if there was like an end of season graphic where I can look and be like, oh my gosh, there's got to be like something over there because this is crazy.
Dude, 2.31 saves per game is insane. It's absolutely insane.
This is a hard carry.
Yeah.
Like we're talking defense to offense transition and then getting the other fellas to help. Making Pico David look like a stud.
And one other thing I've been noticing between the two top fives from both divisions, in the assists per game category, you have in the championship 3 players who are above 1 and 2 who are very close to 1 assist per game. Meanwhile, in the Premier, everyone is below 1 per game, with Loy Boy being the closest and the rest being far away. That kind of tells you that it's one, very tough to get a passing goal done because teams are better defensively. But 2, I think it also highlights how a lot of the goals that get scored in the Premier get done via just forced plays or mistakes. Like a shot off the backboard, a shot that gets deflected, stuff like that, And the assists are well distributed because they don't have players who are focused and committed to just assisting their teammates. And also because of the constant rotation, you don't get to see the same sets of players play all the time.
Yeah, that's true. You get at least from looking at like some of the teams, like KC are just a constant rotation. EM Dallasburg are a constant rotation. We've seen that with EM as well, ECRC. So some of these players do get the opportunities for that, but it also feels like if you want to make the most of these opportunities, it does almost feel a little solo play driven as well. Like you got to take these individual efforts to get past, and maybe there's just not quite enough time between the effort that you make and then actually getting credit for the assist. That's probably also why we're seeing a little bit lower
Yes.
in that end as well.
Absolutely agreed. Well, that's it for the top 5s. I think we have to go to the clips now, don't we?
Oh, we do. Oh, we absolutely do.
We do have a decent number of clips. We don't have a video ready to be uploaded yet, but that will be coming up a little bit afterwards, sometime this week. For now, let us jump in and take a look at some awesome plays from week 13.
Heck yeah.
Rose gotta go. This is too slow from them. There's 14 seconds left.
First series of the week.
now.
Oh my gosh.
Racing for
I said this in chat, but I looked and said, Bear, you thief.
He knew what he was doing there, didn't he? I could tell. He really wanted to
Does this
stab
shit
at
all the time.
racking up the
Blitz.
stats
Bro's been scoring
there.
so many goals anyways. I can't believe he decided to steal that too. Like, come on, man.
I agree, Debit. You gotta settle this in your team. Seems like there's maybe some.
I agree, Bird. I should have done something
Issues
about
going
it.
on there.
I should have been listening to you.
I love the backfire.
Oh my god,
Almost
the
put it in the
freaking
back of the net. Oh, there it goes. Oh, God.
the freaking scarab.
Debit
Gosh.
getting his savior on the
Oh
stat
no, Bear
board.
Blitz though, going
Oh.
for a double tap.
And then,
Oh, that was nasty. Bear Blitz.
That
where'd
was absolutely nasty.
Why? Why would you?
Dude.
you know that moment where,
If Steel Army takes
like,
this
you
over
know a
this game,
player's
that's the play
capable
the
of
game.
more mechanical stuff,
Right
but they
there.
just never get the best opportunities to do it in league play? Now we finally got that with him.
Speaking of mechs, look at that
Oh,
from
gosh.
Chelsea, man. By the way, that match is yet to be scheduled though.
Becky Ducky POV, getting the
Larson to
recording
Shea.
of Chelsea, man.
To the backboard.
Yeah, it's like Shape on foot.
Gets the first. Speaking of which, Chelsea man yet again, and Shea Bob even brings it up. How does he not get more assists given the dimes that he gets? Well, because you guys play Transition Rocket League and you score goals like that, and your goals are distributed across the whole team like that.
The lead.
I said they're going in the net more than I'm
Against the run of
seeing a
play,
dime to somebody else at the moment.
balance. BankersOnly.com.
Oh,
This matchup was so good, by the way. Oh my lord.
It was so good to watch while running. It was actually powering my run.
Save off of Ducky's shot, and Wicca just
Dude,
gets
the defending
it out.
was phenomenal too from both
The
teams. They stepped up big time.
Everyone
putting their freaking car on the line from EM Dallas-Bird. They're like, no more goals for you.
Caesar finally gets it out
Dude,
to the midfield, but Larson with a booming
It,
shot.
it was a
Wicca
triple
barrels
commit at times,
two.
but you know, it gets the
Frontera,
job done,
Shea-Bomb off
getting
the
some of the
backboard.
50s
Ducky
out.
surely gonna be
And
coming
look at
in.
all this
No
pressure. I
Larson.
know
Ducky has
Chelsea
to go
man
back.
probably should have had a
Great
touch there.
50, right in the
But
middle.
they're
And
just,
Wicca,
they're still
powerful
getting
shot
ready for it
towards
all.
the net. And
And the
somehow
fact that that
goes
went
in.
in, I was
my
genuinely
goodness.
surprised at first.
From 2-0
But I
down,
think looking at the replay, that's probably the perfect bounce shot you want to get. That is a Mina bounce shot right there that Wicca just scored. So shout outs to Wicca for doing that.
BankersOnly.com radar gun yet again.
Oh, Khaled
I
will be
heard
proud of
this.
that.
Off EM Dallas-Bird, but
He actually really
just
was.
go for the ball and get it out. Wicca with a great touch
OG
towards the
inventor.
middle. Caesar towards
Wait a
the
minute.
net. What a save by
Oh,
Ducky,
come
but
on.
still floating. What an
It's-
insane save yet
uh,
again. How is that not in?
Okay.
It's that might
I-
seal the deal for Frontera.
Okay, I can
As we enter
almost,
the
like, I
final
can
10
kind of give him a
seconds,
pass for
was
that.
EM Dallas-Bird's
I-
opportunity,
I'm actually
but
gonna
it might be
be like,
over
Wicca,
now.
bro,
Frontera,
other side of the net.
bro,
Yeah.
had to go to 5 games, but they still come out with
Listen,
4
Shea Bob,
points.
you might have missed that save, but you popped the ball up to prevent Caesar from getting a goal back, okay? So you made up for it
But
at the end of the day.
They cannot get the upset. They come
all
out
about-
though with 2
it's a game of
incredible
moments, you know?
points.
Oh, this matchup. Man, there was some weird stuff going on with El Matador, but then you see this from Luis and you're thinking, come on, bro,
Luis
what
and
the
Alvaro
hell?
are going to take full advantage of this opportunity.
I did
Luis
not
going
enjoy watching
off
this,
the side
this match
wall,
again.
getting
I'm
the
gonna be
reset,
I'm gonna be real.
beating both
Yeah,
Devin and
because
Hoffman, getting the double off the
it's
backboard.
clear that
It is
this
a 2v3
EM team,
situation, but that looked more
like,
a 1v2, and Luis
especially
took
the
care
way
of it
this
all by
this one
himself.
game happened with
3-2 to El
Kaser
Matador, still a
DCing,
game.
it was just kind of like a
See
understand kind
how
of deal,
this game
and it did
concludes.
not make for that
Luis beats one, but
entertaining
Hoffman is there for the big
action.
clearance. Kaser now trying to go for a pass.
And then
Hoffman,
this.
and that is
Also,
over.
dude,
Getting
why?
his goal.
Hophead.
Devin takes over.
Devin.
Hoffman said, "Nah,
Son,
Let your
have
dad
it."
score.
Son,
And his boy duly obliges.
he paused.
Let him get around
to
that.
seal the
Oh
deal
my
for
God.
Lysenko Dose.
Dude, I thought Hophead was
5-3
gifting the
with
goal to
6
Devin.
seconds
It's like a,
remaining.
hey, here you go, my boy. But no,
And
it was
Devin
him
in
trying
chat
to
saying that he
adjust
froze.
himself to get the
I
finish.
think his game froze. I think he's about to
Devin
disconnect.
literally
Not
stole
that
that goal.
matters. 2-goal lead. Luis trying to look for the clip.
Oh, yeah, and
goal,
then this
there it
asshole.
is for the
Yeah, I mean, you
for
know
week
what?
13.
I have nothing else to say. I mean, that's how this whole match was.
What a better-
In a way,
I
it's
guess there's
just.
no better way to end this, eh?
Oh
16,
my
Lysenko Dose,
God!
game, set,
Yeah.
match. 3-0 sweep. There you go.
Yeah, I actually like got off the
Meanwhile,
treadmill
for
as
Casey
soon as
Colson,
the
they are
Devin
looking
goal
to
went
go
in,
with
and then I
fatality,
was like,
third
all
goal
right,
to
I'm gonna
Serrano.
peace out. I'm
No
gonna start
Smith, they should
wiping
not have an issue
the
with
treadmill down.
fatality.
I don't need to see the rest of this.
Serrano and Thorngold play very well together.
And then you have shit like this, Devin. Look at this ricochet, bro. How does he get away with that? How does he get away with that?
This dude never gets this in his ranked games, by the way. See, he even said I don't even know.
Yeah, seriously.
Came out of nowhere. Serrano knows that he was
This
lucky
dude's
right
mechy,
there,
but
at the end
we
of the
never
day,
see that kind of
his
stuff out of
team have the
Serrano.
lead. Casey Cauldron are up 1-0. This is the penultimate match week, by the way.
But do watch
Week
back this
13.
match along with
Next
Frontera
week will
Chrome
be a
versus
final
EM
week
Dallas-Bird.
for
Both of them
the
absolutely worthwhile
league.
matches to watch, by the way. Especially when you have an insane moment like this. Again, Serrano involved.
Absolutely incredible start.
Dude, Serrano just like, dude, excuse me, I would like to go through.
Chaos galore. Timbers Army are down
Dude,
by 1.
Serrano's
with
octane
9
reminds me of a
seconds played.
freaking curling stone
They
going
have
in
to
and
get
barging
back
the
into it
opposition
fast.
team's curling stones out of the way.
They need
That's
a
what that
win
looked like to
get
me.
back to the top of the table.
Oh,
They
it's
think will be the
one of
best
those
possible
doink
pairing
shots
for
where,
both,
yep, get
divisions.
all the guards out of the way.
Yep.
So the way it's worked
Exactly.
out is
That's literally what that
the
was. It
Premier
was a
basically
triple
has
to take 3 guards
one
out.
and above for the most
You know what?
Oh,
Serrano
Nelly.
is the center of attention for these clip highlights because how the hell do you get this after the freaking game 1 pitch?
He is backward, and he pinches with Nelly, who is trying to get a pass off, but it's always the most dangerous pass to make whenever somebody's challenging.
Serrano and Nelly again, by the way. And yeah, that's it for the clips. Let us go back.
And about time to wrap up too, no? Unless I missed something else.
No, I mean we covered it briefly because you had brought the schedule back up. We explained the title ramifications that are happening. You know, championship's done, but the Prem still has yet to be solved because we already know what's happening. Friday night, 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific. Better be here, twitch.tv/SG or Supporters Gaming League. Almost abbreviated our own thing. Nope, you got to use the full thing. Can't just do SGL.
Unfortunately.
But make sure you're here Friday at 11 because this is for the title. There's no other matchup that truly matters this week as far as I'm concerned. I know we got a lot of matchups to finish out the season, but as far as ranking the matches go, it's like one, like, but then like number 2 is like halfway down the graph. Like the importance scale is all the way up for this one. You just want to be here for this one. But I'm not gonna say don't tune into the other ones because we still like enjoying each other's company in here. We like supporting these teams. We like watching them. So make sure you stick around for that.
And speaking of company, Adifo, welcome on into the chat. I think he's coming in for the match that will kick off in about 10 minutes. Los Verdes versus Frontera Azul. Do you mind if we just take a quick look at the league table setup for Chrome versus Timbers Army?
Yeah, we could totally do that. Jump right into it.
There you go.
See, tables updated. Timbers Army, 1 point separating them and Chrome. This matchup will determine the fate. No matter who wins, it's gonna be champions because one team's gonna have 12 wins and the other team's gonna have only 11 still. So it all just relies on that matchup. KC looks like it can solidify a 3rd place depending on results. El Cinco does have an opportunity to steal and get a top 3 finish, which would be awesome for their team. They I think it'll be the highest finish they've had for an Austin team probably since those early seasons days of Cuffs, Mule, Death. I think Youth was one of them, and Palace.
And
he
Masta.
was there, and Masta. Because I remember hearing you call him out in chat during the EM Los Cinco Doce series.
Oh yeah,
On the VOD. As you can see with the bottom 4, yeah, we're just fighting for spots right now. EM Dallas Burn could theoretically, only move up 1 spot tragically, but could at least do it over their EM brethren, so they could see who's the better team out of that one. So there's pride on the line, even though they're 3 games separating each other right now. And Sounders RC, they have an opportunity to finish strong. The way they've been looking, ECRC just trying to do a little damage control, not the season they wanted. Over to the championship, as discussed, Rebellion already got it. 41, Steel Army 37. The big match is Steel Army Defiance. Winner of that is going to take 2nd place in that, so that's the next highest ranking. So you'll want to stick around Thursday whenever that one comes up. Azul Eternal, they're going to be battling for 4th place for the pride of that one, depending on the matchups, because they still got 1 more left. Axe and Rose, they are done for the season, so no other spots they can go. They are remaining in 6th, and Los Verdes, they are battling for that 1st point real soon. In fact, only 8 minutes away. Well, they'll be taking on... That was Azul, right?
Yep, absolutely correct. Frontera Azul and Los Verdes are going to meet up in about 7 minutes very, very soon. I think it's time for us to take a quick break and get ready for that next matchup. What do you say, Devin?
Yep, quick break, then we're right back to it.
Absolutely. Adifo, I'm rooting for a Los Verdes sweep tonight. Okay, Adifo. We'll talk about that afterwards.
Yeah, but for this episode of the podcast, for episode 37, we got 1 champ going, or 1 champ crowned. The next is yet to be done this week. Join us next week whenever we recap the league and then start talking about the cup the next time around. But until we see you just in a couple moments for this matchup, peace.
Peace.